With the collapse of Made.com, many of you may have ordered furniture and other things and not yet received them, but you've already paid the money. So you might be wondering what happens, what to do about it, and how to go about getting your money back. So welcome back, but if you're new to me, I'm a barrister who helps you understand law. So in this video, whether it's Made.com or any other company that you've just not received something and you want to get your money back, this is a very simple, quick tip that can hopefully help you to get that money back. So as I've said in many previous videos, if you're buying something that's quite expensive, you should spend at least £100 of it using some form of credit. Because as a consumer, you'll be protected by the Consumer Credit Act as long as part of the payment is by credit between £100 and £30,000, covering the majority of purchases. And Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act will make the credit provider jointly and severally liable with the supplier of the goods in the event that something goes wrong, and this includes non-delivery. So you've got two options here, really. You've got, first of all, you can utilize what's known as a chargeback. Now, in cases such as we had during the pandemic, when lots of people were claiming refunds from travel companies, some of the banks and even the travel companies were resisting the idea of chargebacks and just trying to delay you and stall you and ultimately try not to put that chargeback through. Remember that a chargeback is not something that is ultimately underpinned and upheld in law, rather it is something that the banks use together. So in fact, if the banks have an agreement between each other that they're going to pause chargebacks for a specific company for a specific reason, such as the collapse of Made.com, for example, then they may not actually follow through with the chargeback for you. However, that's not to say that all banks are going to do this, and your bank might be able to do that. That would undoubtedly be the quickest way of trying to get your money back. Simply ring up your credit card provider or your bank or whomever that issued the card and say that you'd like to do a chargeback because of non-receipt as the reason for this order, and it's not likely you're going to receive it if the company has gone into administration. Alternatively, you can make a Section 75 claim against the credit provider. This would be, again, whoever provided that credit. And on the basis that you're not going to receive it, then they will be jointly liable for the purchase as well, which will be an alternative way of getting your money back. It's likely to take a bit longer, be a little bit more complicated, but if you follow many of the guides that you can find online or some of my videos where I've talked about this before, you can make a Section 75 claim against the credit provider, usually simply by making contact with them and telling them that you want to make or you intend to make a Section 75 claim, because this places them liable with the trader for the amount that you've spent on those goods. So if you have or you know anyone who has spent money at Made.com and you're worried about getting the money back, you've not yet received the goods, I hope this is a useful tip for you. If on the other hand, as I read in a news article this morning, if your items are already with the courier, then it's likely that they are just going to be delivered anyway. So I wouldn't panic too much about that just yet. If they are with the courier, they've been dispatched, they're on the way, then you're probably going to receive them anyway. But if the delivery date is some time off and your goods are not yet with the courier, then this might be a time that you might want to look at getting your money back using one of those two methods that I've just said. Because otherwise, Made.com, from what I read in the article, is not going to be issuing refunds off its own bat. So I hope that was useful. Please do share it with somebody and like the video. And as always, thank you for watching.